Hiya, this is Thinking Solo. I'm Ryan DeRusso, a fee-only advisor. Today I'm going to wade into a controversial topic within the therapy space, accepting only private pay clients or having a mix of insurance and private pay. Often these conversations dovetail into an all or nothing argument. You either have to be private pay only, or you have to accept both. There's no in between. The truth of the matter is that it's far more complicated of a discussion than that. But there's no doubt from a strictly dollars and cents perspective, private pay will allow you to earn more for the hour you spend. That doesn't mean that accepting insurance clients has no value. In fact, I'm a big believer in understanding the impact of one versus the other than deciding what to do based on the results of your efforts. To understand what I mean, I'm going to walk through with you how I help clients figure out this very question. Again, it's not something that I believe is a one size fits all answer, but instead has many moving parts. It's important for you to visualize or understand what the moving parts consist of. To do it, I get down to the actual hours you have on the job and what that means for your life. Here's how. Okay, so this is how I break it down for clients. And I'm going to show you sort of the process to do so. But what I can't show you in this video is sort of how we've developed the goals to get to this point. Often when I'm speaking with therapists for the first time, one thing we're figuring out is sort of the income goals that are needed in order to achieve other goals. So if they have, savings goals, or paying back debt goals or whatever, what sort of income is needed in order to help cover that? And let's say in this scenario, we're trying to reach $150,000 in revenue. And we're going to do that either going full uh, private pay clients or a mix of the insurance and private pay. And so after we've gotten through the goals, we know that this is the number that we want to reach to. This is sort of how we'll break it down in this situation. And so currently they make $80,000 a year on private pay clients and at $200 per hour. And so as you can see, that's 400 sessions per year or about 400 hours. But that's not all that we're working from, because it's not just about sort of how much is available, how much you're actually doing, but how much is available to you. And so I also want to know how much working hours you have in a year. And to do that, I do 4 days a week times 8 a day times 48. The 4 is chosen because often therapists want a day off where they're not seeing clients. They can focus on other things. And the 48 is chosen because we want to build in vacations from the very get-go. So they're not ignored, they're not forgotten, they're not just, I'm too busy, I can't deal with it, I'm not going to do it. We've built in the idea that you can make this amount of money at this many hours. So how many hours does that come out to? It's 1536. And so we take away the 400 hours for the sessions, and now there's 1,136 extra available hours. We then take 240 hours for marketing and admin. Since you're a business owner, you're going to have to do marketing, you're going to have to do admin. That is just a basic estimate. It's going to vary by the person, by how much marketing and admin they're doing, that sort of thing. But as you can see, once you take the 240 away, we have 896 extra available hours. And that's really important because that's what we're going to use to invest in turning that 80,000 into 150,000. And so now what we'll do is then run a scenario if what happens if we go full private pay and are able to get 150,000. So this would look like this. You'd have 750 sessions a year, 1536 minus 750, you have 786 working hours still available. You take away the marketing and admin, and you still have nearly 550 extra available hours a year to either increase this, increase that number, or focus on other things. Depends on the person, depends on the goals, that sort of thing. I show clients this because I want them to know what it looks like once they are there. But it doesn't mean just because they've decided to go, private pay only, that suddenly the 750 sessions are there. It's an incremental process. So I also want to show them what happens if you don't quite make it to 150,000. How else are you going to bolster that income to reach that mark? And this is where we can get into, comparing the private pay versus accepting some insurance clients as well. And so in this case, let's say that they've gone from 80,000 and they were able to get it up to 100,000 in revenue from private pay clients. So that's 500 sessions a year. But to get to the 150,000 mark, they also had to take $50,000 in insurance clients. Uh, the price for the insurance clients was $100 per session. So we have 500 sessions there, minus 240 or plus 240 for marketing admin, take away from 1536 working hours in a year. And you see, you still have 300 about extra available hours. And that is so important because what we're still seeing is a lot of time to reinvest into increasing this. And so while the goal may be to eventually get rid of this altogether, you can see that by doing it this way, you're reaching income marks and still having extra available time to invest in increasing this. But you can also see how you can adjust this. So let's say this was 120,000 and 600 sessions, and this dropped to 30,000 and 300 sessions. So now you have 900 sessions, 900 hours here, plus the 240, take away 1536. This is going to be, you'll have more available hours to spend to increase this, which is great. You can see the gradual aspect of that. It's not all or nothing, but it's gradual, and eventually you'll get to that 150,000 using the extra available hours that you have here. Part of the reason I like to put it towards hours is because so you can see the impact on true life and sort of how you spend your life and the things that you do. But you can also see the impact on, say, using other tools to get that to make up for that shortfall. So let's say there's a high pay side gig. Instead of looking at insurance clients, we're going to focus on a high pay side gig. Maybe this is working for a group practice of some sort. Maybe it's, public speaking or something like that. But whatever it is, if you can find an outlet for it, it can be very valuable. Because you can see, in this case, we've kept the private pay clients at 100,000, but what we've done is increase the price of the per hour. And so now instead of $100 per hour, it's 120. And so we have 900 hours plus the 240 for marketing admin, and you get about 396 available hours in that situation. It's a little bit better than the insurance scenario, but it's harder to get. It's hard to find that high pay side gig. But for those who really don't want to see extra clients, this may be the focus because they're much more likely to find $50,000 through the high pay side gig than they are through focusing on the insurance clients. This is also a great way to analyze when you're burnt out and you're just, I can't see other clients and I just want to get like a DoorDash gig or an Uber driver gig or something like that. What does that look like? And as you can see, it's not what it's all cracked up to be or what it may feel like it's all cracked up to be. Because here we've kept the 100,000 steady, 500 sessions, but to make up the 50,000 at a minimum wage, we're talking about working 3,333 hours, which is more than we want to work in a year on its own. But as you can see, by the end of the year, you're going above and beyond by 2537. And you just don't want to be in that scenario because you're going to be working nonstop, and the impact on the life would be very tough at that point. But how do you sort of manage this? How do you sort of weigh the private pay versus the insurance clients and how you're going to move forward? Also, let me know if this is helpful at all. I'll be in the comments below. Have a good one.